Catilinae et bellum Jugurthinum, Sallust. Believed to have been born in 86 BC, Gaius Sallustius Crispus, or Sallust, became a renowned writer. Famous for his historical works, Sallust also was politically active. He served as governor of Africa Nova, and he was a partisan of Julius Caesar. His opposition to the Roman aristocracy is present in his writings, particularly in his descriptions of historical characters and events. Sallust is known for three major works: De Conjuratione Catilinae, or Bellum Catilinae. Conspiracy of Catiline was his first published work, written between 44 and 40 BC. It tells the history of the year 63 BC, during which the Roman senator Catiline attempted to overthrow the Roman Republic. Sallust depicts him as lacking morality and respect for the law. Only fragments of Historiae remain, and often included in editions of the Conspiracy and the Jugurthin War. It originally told the history of Rome from the year 78 to 67 BC, a time of great political unrest, showing the political partisan side of Sallust's character. Bellum Jugurthinum recorded the history of the war against Jugurtha that occurred from 112 BC to 105 BC. The history is best known for its introduction of Marius and Sulla into Roman politics, as well as the description of the beginning of their rivalry. This codex is a copy of Sallust's works on the Catiline conspiracy and the war with Jugurtha. It was produced in the 11th or 12th century in Italy, written in ink. Modern paleographers, or people who study handwriting, can determine where and when the codex was created based on the handwriting of the author, as well as other contextual clues in the text. The text itself contains 81 leaves, or pages of vellum, and is 23 centimeters tall and 15 centimeters wide, or roughly the size of a standard paperback book today. The text is a codex because it is a handwritten work, and because of the material it was written on. The text was written in ink on vellum, or calfskin. To create vellum was an arduous and expensive process that involved the usage of many calves, making the book a valuable and rare commodity. In the 11th and 12th centuries, when the book would have been written, paper had not yet been invented, nor the printing press. Thus, the text had to be handwritten, copied from another version of the same text onto vellum, as opposed to paper. Monasteries were renowned for creating books, reproducing multiple texts throughout the Middle Ages. However, as this is not a religious work, it very well may not have been owned by a member of the clergy, and therefore could have had a wealthy owner who could have afforded to purchase a codex. The book contains illuminated initials, or letters decorated to signify something important about the text. Generally, the first letter of the sentence of a page is illuminated, although discrepancies do occur. The text itself is written in Latin, as was common for most texts at the time. The lettering is clear to read and appears to be Caroline minuscule, a form of handwriting introduced by Charlemagne in the Carolingian dynasty to create a more formula way of writing that was easier to read. The writing was handwritten, as the book was published before the creation of the printing press. If we look closely at the text, we can see notes written by the reader under words to indicate what the word was. Also, if one looks closely, the Arabic numerals along the right margin of the page mark where the beginning of each new sentence occurs. Due to the clear Caroline minuscule text, many words are easy to decipher. This page, found in the middle of the codex, marks the beginning of the word Bellum Jugurthinum, as the title of the page states in Latin, Incipit Bellu Jugurthinum. The first line of the text, beginning with a dog-like creature forming the letter F as an illuminated initial, reads, Also queritur de natura sua genus humanum, quod imbecilla atque aevi revis forte potis quam virtute regatur. This translates to, the human race falsely complains about its nature, because it is weak and of brief time and is ruled by chance rather than by virtue. It is important to note that when a macron is over the last letter of a word, it generally was a way to abbreviate words in the accusative or ablative case in the late Latin texts. This is evident even within the title, where bellum is shortened to bellum. Furthermore, the upper part of the letters, like T, are often swished in an upward fashion to indicate an omission. Such is the case with what appears to be coerit in the second line, but is really coeritur. If one looks closely at the T, its end is curved upward, indicating this. The reason for these occurrences was largely due to the high cost of vellum. causing writers to try and conserve as much space as possible in the codex. Due to the clear Caroline minuscule text, many words are easy to decipher. This page, found in the middle of the codex, marks the beginning of the work Bellum Jugertinum, as the title of the page states in Latin, Incepit Bellu Jugertinum. The first line of text, beginning with the dog-like creature forming the letter F as an illuminated initial, reads Valsa. If we look at the third sentence of text, it reads Sed dux atque imperator vitae mortalium animus est. This translates to, but the leader and ruler of life is the mind. This sentence too contains omitted letters and backgrounds. Lives on today as one of the great Roman historians. The Special Collections Library at the University of Michigan is truly lucky to have such a remarkable codex in its collection, and available for anyone to view. Sallust